Alright, the level 50 Armorer quest is Rivalry and Respect, given to us by Hananza the Guildmaster. Here we go. I must thank you again, Mercy, for sacrificing your time and effort to help our guild with that order for the Maelstrom. It behooves us... Okay, by the way, I did not think about this for the level 45 quest. I talked about it via text in the body of the YouTube video, like the summary or whatever. Bad writing. Bad writing. I made 3 things, and instead of being able to use them in the competition with the Rogadin dude, whose name I can't remember right now, I had to give them up for the guild. Totally fine with that, I understand. However, they could have done the judgment of my items versus his items super quick, and then still given all 6 items to the guild to make up for the order that wasn't able to be processed correctly. Just saying. Dumb writing. Whatever. Anyway, it behooves us not to fail clients such as they, no matter the reason. But as is our fate, we are rarely afforded a respite from the flames of the forge. I have recently been informed that Admiral Murovib will be inspecting various organizations, our own Armorers Guild included, and their roles in promoting Limsa trade with the East. The impressions made during this inspection will have a direct influence on whom the Maelstrom chooses as the provider of its equipment and other sundry supplies. Blanstyr, in his usual arrogant manner, has proposed that we seize this opportunity to have the Admiral herself serve as arbiter for the final round of your contest. That is very arrogant, you're right. I imagine how that bastard would crow if you were to suffer defeat before the commander of Limsa's grand company. The credence such a public failure would lend to his arguments would spell the end of the guild as we know it. You must not allow this to come to pass. Success in this third and final challenge hinges on your ability to forge what might need to be the most exquisite cobalt this word has always been hard for me to pronounce. Habergian? H-A-U Bravo E-R-G-E-O Nancy. Habergian? In the realm. And as you'd expect, it is one of the more demanding pieces of armor a student of our discipline can attempt. While I harbor not the slightest doubt that you will produce a Habergian of surpassing quality, let us tip the scales in your favor by augmenting it with a materia. A Heaven's Eye materia of the 3rd grade should do the trick. Once your armor is complete, deliver it to Sergeant Zwinberk, Z-W-Y Nancy Bravo E-R-K, at Hawker's Round, and he will see it passed along to the Admiral. Alright, I don't have the materia, that's fine, that's been the case for most of these. Cobalt Habergian. There's the vintage. Level 50. Cobalt rings times 3. Undyed felt. I think I still have what I need for that. Nope, I gotta make another Natron. God damn it. Get another Snurble Tuft. For the Natron, however, I'm pretty sure I gotta get a Boarhide also. Gosh dang it. Alright. Let's not dally or dilly. Boarhide is an E-Shroud. The Snurble Tufts are in, weirdly enough, East Thanolin. Coincident. Nothing else. Not even all that weird. Or maybe it is. I don't know. I thought it was a little bit weird. Nope, stop it. Come on. Nope, no Boarhide there. How about you? I don't want to kill more of you than I have to, so yeah, thank you. Alright. Thanolin, East, yes. Yes, leave the ticket. I want to pay. I want to pay, don't have to. cobalt should be fine. Yeah, I have the ore needed for that. The felt needed the Netrone, which I needed. I have one more effervescent water left over, which is fucking perfect because that's all I need. And then everything beyond this should not need any more of it, but we'll see. So yeah, let's go get a Furball, whatever thing moves it. And then we'll get rock salt from the Alchemy Guild, or somewhere, I don't know. I guess this is up. I didn't expect this to be up. Interessante. I actually just came here because I had to get more gold and more snurble tufts for the Weaver. And I got it already. Cool. Let's go. I got another one. Yay. So I have every bit of confidence that we'll be able to find rock salt in the market. Actually, the Culinarian Guild would have it. I know that for sure. Like, that's gonna be the easiest way to get it. I think I only need one. Haven't been here in a while. I'm gonna go pop over to Armorer first, because that's the best way for me to get back here. Undyed Felt needs a Netrone, which will do Alchemy. Can I talk to you? Hold on. Cool. So make them a Netrone. Clear up a little bit of space. All I gotta do is an innovation, rotation. Should get me there, no problem. Even with the proc. Or sorry, especially with the proc is what I meant to say. There's my Netrone. Pop back up. The Netrone was for this Undyed Felt. Oh. Weaver. Innovation, rotation. With a proc, it's guaranteed, but I'm pretty sure it's only 3 without it. I do it to Veneration 1 hut. I don't got myself better gear yet. I ain't made it. Okay. Pop back over to armor. I got the felt, mithril plate, boar leather. Pop over to leatherworker to make this. I'm gonna do an innovation. If I got a proc, use it, but I didn't, so waste not 1. Now do the rotation for quality. I knew it was going to be a 4-putt unless I got a proc. You can't really guarantee the procs, so don't try. Don't wait for those procs. Don't expect the procs. Okay, we got cobalt rings. We gotta make 3 of these. I need to make 3 cobalt ingots for that. Armor craft. Let's go. This I do use waste not 2. Got a proc, so I'll use it just for basic touch. Now innovation, basic, standard, you know the rotation by now. Is that gonna be done? Yeah, cool. And then we have to venerate for veneration, whatever, for 1-putt progress. That's 1 of 3. I believe we need 3. Waste not 2. Use the proc for basic. Innovation, basic touch, standard touch, basic touch, standard touch. We proved last time that it counts on. And then veneration 1-putt. Number 3 coming in at ya. I moved it too much. Waste not 2. No proc this time, so straight to innovation, basic touch, standard touch, basic touch. Still no proc. I talked about it, so I got it. Standard proc touch, awesome. Still need the 5th one though, and then veneration 1-putt. I'm gonna move the menu back to where I usually want it. It's like right there. Alright, we can actually just stay where we are. So back to armor craft, cobalt rings, right click, crafting method. We'll make 3 right now. We can just do innovation, 3 putt for quality. Even without a proc, which I just got, it's still guaranteed. Veneration 1 putt for progress. There's ring number 1, or set of rings number 1. Innovation, basic touch, standard touch. Basic touch will cap us even without a proc. Veneration 1 putt. One more time. One more time. Sit, boo boo, sit. Good fake dog. Okay, we still don't have to stand up yet. Armor craft, so 3 cobalt rings HQ for the cobalt habergium. 1 undyed felt HQ. I'll use an HQ mithril plate just to clear up inventory space, but I could use an NQ, no problem, would be fine. And an HQ boar leather. Innovation, we got 80 durability to work with, so we're not worried about anything. We got a proc right after innovation, so it's gonna be a good day. Basic touch, standard touch, basic touch. Now, do we want to do, yeah, we had a proc, so it wouldn't matter. And then innovation 2 putt for progress. 180 is less than 102 times 2. Level 32, level 32. Now, we gotta go get a Heaven's Eye materia, rank 3. Oh, Heavens has the apostrophe outside the S? Interesting. Please don't be... It's fine. It sucks, but it's fine. 41.94. Stupid. At least you're selling them individually. I don't have to buy a stack, but that's the most costly one per 1 unit so far that I've came across for these quests. But the seller probably knows what they're used for and knows he can get away with it. It's really hard to get these specific materia. Supposedly, you have to be using an item level 45 through 60, I think it is, piece of crafting. Wait, no, that's Heaven's Eye. So that would be, that was direct hit rate. So that'd be any class that. Oh, maybe the gear that. So you have to do enough battles, and like, I don't know if there's food, but I know there are items that can give you a bonus to, like, what's it called? You gain spirit bond faster. I know I can get them through the squadron stuff. I think you can maybe get them through Grand Company purchases. I'm not sure, never tried. But like, there's ways to do it. It's just, it's such an annoying amount of work. And it's not even guaranteed that you're going to get that specific materia. So you just got to keep doing it. Or you had to know ahead of time to save your rank 3 materia, but whatever. Here is Zwinberg to turn this in. Mercy Valkyr. You have a Cobalt Habergian for me then. It would not do to keep Admiral Merlvwib waiting. Sorry. Got it. Hand over. Consider your submission accepted. I think you'll enjoy the Admiral's methods of appraisal. Cutscene. Gosh. The Admiral, some Rogadins, some humans, great axes, swords and shields, whatever, you know, her entourage of soldiers. We have our esteemed guildmaster here as well. Way shorter than the Admiral. Ananza. Mercy, Blanstyr, this is the final round of your contest. The final round of your contest will decide victory or defeat. May the best armorer win. Blanstyr and I stand not far from each other, kind of on the opposite side of this round area. And two Rogadins flex, showing off the armor that each of us made in front of each of us. You know, the maker. I would say, well, to make it a blind test, we would not know who they're standing in front of. But you know. Admiral, who are these gentlemen? Where are the mannequins? I find little can be learned from insipidly lifeless models, so I've decided to take a different tack. My men here will wear your armor as submissions instead. I see. Do you intend them to take on varying poses for your inspection? In a manner of speaking, I forgot how to do her voice, I'm sorry. We wish to determine the quality of the armor. Do we not? I prefer the direct approach. She has the four humans with their great axes whip out the great axes and swing at the armor, while the Rogadins just take it, swing after swing after swing. Beard gods, beard! What kind of appraisal is this? Says Ananza. You're really that surprised, Ananza. No finer way to test your gear than in the heat of battle, says Blanstyr. Using flesh and blood warriors is hardly necessary. What are the risks of injury? Even more. One Rogadin dude with the great axe does a ground AoE attack, which kicks up dust and hits everyone. I don't know. Heh, my armor was built to withstand far worse than this. If those blokes get hurt by them oversized hatchets, then I ain't got no business being here. You agree on that score, don't you, Mercy? Says Blanstyr. I have no chance to respond. I think it was stupid. The Rogadins both seem unharmed. Well, it appears your claims to excellence are more than empty boasts. Let's raise the stakes, shall we? Says Merlvib. She takes out her gun and takes a shot at each of the armor pieces, with people's mouths agape. But the armor holds in both cases, it looks like. Admiral, you go too far, says Ananza. Such expensive equipment is of little use to us if it cannot stop a bullet. Unless you think me reckless, my men were never in any real danger. I quite carefully inspected the sturdiness of both Habergians before we began. You're not the only one with an eye for quality, dear Forge Master. In any case, it appears we have a winner. One of the Rogadins, the one in front of Blanstyr, drops to his knees in pain. Blanstyr is a bit shocked. I don't believe it. The shot punched through me, Lynx. What's so damn different between your armor and mine? My Rogadin is still flexing just fine. Perhaps the reason you cannot answer that question, Armorer, is the reason you just lost to your colleague, says the Admiral. Aye, bloody hells. And the one wearing his Habergian is limping past him, as do all the other soldiers, but they're not limping, they're just walking past him. This was a most educational and entertaining experience. When the Maelstrom next finds itself in need of replacement equipment, I believe I know just the sort of armorer to whom we shall turn, she says to me, and walks past the both of us. Blanstyr closes his eyes, angry, walks away from the cutscene. Congratulations, Mercy. It was a close contest, but you've struck a telling blow here today nonetheless. Some of the other armorers, I guess they cheer. They were very shocked at the testing, as well as everybody else was. The question is, does Blanstyr yet realize his folly? It would be best for you to seek him out to learn where we now stand. I give her a nod. The four of them leave me alone in the cutscene, which will probably fade to black, and I'll have to go find Blanstyr. Yep. In his usual spot. Where's the fastest way? Here? I've got it all, and I want it more. There's no one alone, so humble. So humble, I'm so humble. Alright, Blanstyr, to continue the quest. Come to see me beaten and broken, have you? You've made a bloody fool out of me. Bah, I've made a fool out of myself. I was just too thick-headed, stubborn to see it coming. Reckon I ought to steer clear of guild business for a time. Get me some distance to think on all this. But you tell that heartbeat Hananza that she better not let this place fall to pieces. I'll still be watching. Or you could stop being a dick, continue being a good armorer, and make some money for the guild, with the guild, and grow. Grow and learn. Whatever. Back to Hananza for the turn-in cutscene. I explained what Blanstyr said. How very like Blanstyr to have the last word. At least now he seems to have grasped the idea that his way is not as absolute as he believed. After all, the greatest source of innovation is found in our connection with others. For instance, did you know that cobalt was the original pronunciation of cobalt? It was through trade with those beastmen and miners that we first encountered and subsequently refined the use of cobalt ore. Without such contact, it is unlikely that the armor you forged for the last round of your contest would even exist today. There's only so much an armorer can achieve on her own. It is mutual respect and a healthy dose of friendly rivalry that truly spurs the improvement of a craft. Blanstyr's gravest mistake was to see his rivals as enemies. By walling himself off from his peers, he denied himself the knowledge of techniques which you were grateful enough to receive. His defeat was inevitable, and it was your determination and skill that taught him the dangers of stagnation. You embody everything I stand for, Mercy, and the guild is richer for your presence. 210,600 experience points. A Kurdalagan. K-U-R Delta A-L-E-G-O Nancy. Kurdalagan is an armorer's primary tool, item level 55, level 50. Is an upgrade for sure. And I decided long ago, or maybe a couple days ago actually, that I was just going to craft level 51 gear, which would be item level 65, and also way better than this stuff that's offered here. So I'm just going to take 7,500 gil via Allegan gold pieces. And the armorer quests for A Realm Reborn are all done. We have 20 more levels of quests to go, just FYI. It's going to take me a while to get through all of it. But let's take the materia off of this just to have it. I'm going to be selling it. It's item level 30, basically useless to me now. Put that on, make that our new set. Go into here, grab that. We'll desynthesize it. Cobalt Doming Hammer desynthesize. Ooh, we got Fieldcraft Demi Materia rank 1, which sell pretty well in the market. I think the price has probably gone back up since I tanked it. I don't care. I just want people to be able to craft things, and I just want to get out of my inventory. But just for selling things on the vendor, we get 7,560 gil with the command materia and the Allegan gold pieces. I'm probably not going to need Boarhide for anything in the future. That's probably not true. There'll be some craft that's over 50 that wants a boar leather for some reason. Or not. Ooh, maybe not. Cool. I have room in my retainers, but keep that in mind, I might not need it. Let's go find out what the going rate right now is for these other guys. The Fieldcraft Demi Materials. What did I just sell? Morbol saliva for 9,500. That's cool. Cool. I like that. It's fun. All right. These are currently going for 7,000. So 6,900 times 1. When I started desynthesizing stuff and started getting these, they were 9,999. And I, for sure, contributed to making them way less costly. Don't want to try selling these mega potions of mine. I'll see what these go for. They don't go frequently. Well, they kind of were for a bit. Let's put them up for... I mean, I'm going to just vendor them for 17 each. 100 each. Cool. I think I'm going to need red coral ever again. These materia ever again. They vendor for 90. Oh, and they sell for 95. Fuck that. The piety though, that sells a lot. I bought a stack of 15, I think? No, I could be right. What was it? It was like $4.95. Let's just do 200, sell 3 of them at a time. Congrats to whoever gets some cheap piety materia out of me. This guy I can just vendor. Wait, hold on. Let's see if it actually sells well. It does. And frequently enough. And 500. Cool. Made some space. Hopefully make some money out of that. Just sell these quick tongues. And I will most likely sell a bunch of this stuff because I don't think I'm going to need it ever again. But that's a decision to be made for another day, definitely off camera, in some downtime, possibly even tonight. But hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. All of the level 50 crafts, all the level 50 craft quests are now done, including miner as well. And bye. Oh, but then there's the level 50 for the next expansion I gotta do. So anyway, bye-bye for now.